Alright, so today I'm going to be doing some Izual runs in 1.0 for experience. Here I have the monstats.txt file, and I scrolled down to Izual. I actually did not scroll down, I did this, and it showed me Izual. There's also Izual's Ghost, um, which is apparently level 149 in Hell. That's interesting. But yeah, here's Izual. He's level 29 in Normal, so he gives good experience when you're trying to level up to 30. He's level 54 in Nightmare, and he's level 79 in Hell. So I think I used him to get experience probably up to level 84. I'm looking this up specifically so that I can know when I should stop using him for experience in Nightmare, which would be somewhere in the 54 to 60 range. And then just go ahead and go to Hell and farm Izual there. If we scroll down, we see how much experience he gives in Nightmare, which was this number, 22,759. Sorry, that's normal, not Nightmare. And then in Nightmare, which is what I'm running him as now, 107,573 is the experience. And then in Hell, 448,866. Um, so that's how much experience he's giving, at least in theory, per kill. Your level versus his level does affect that. Um, these other numbers all do have values that I can determine if I really wanted to go through and figure out all of this. But I was only interested in his level and the experience he gives. No bin files. Yes, run in windowed mode. Do not ask me this again. Okay, move this up to about here. And we're gonna run, where is he? Sir Slow Walk. I misnamed this Jim G. He should have been apparently Jim I. Um, because I already have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H done. But since I gave him an underscore, the one that I already had did not have an underscore, so I'll be able to store them in the same location on my hard drive. So here I'm level 47. I'll probably try to either get level 49 or 50 today. I might go a bit longer than normal, but I think 2 full levels would already be a bit longer than normal because I'm currently doing laundry, and so I'm just waiting for the dryer to finish. Yesterday and the day before, and probably the day before that, I had mentioned and perhaps complained, hopefully not, but at the very least mentioned how tired I was from lack of sleep and work. And today I slept for 16 hours. I slept for 7.5 hours, and then I woke up and ate breakfast. Then I went back to sleep for 5.5 more hours, and then I woke up and ate lunch, and then I went to sleep for 4 more hours or something like that. And then I went to the store to get dinner and do laundry. Well, I don't have to go to the store for laundry, but um, and so I had been doing um, in my own time, I was doing a lot of data collection. Um, this is, I mentioned earlier, there's this folder on my desktop called Sanitize This, where I took a bunch of the stuff off my desktop and dropped it in here. And that's stuff related to cryptocurrencies, and I don't want to be advertising that or showing names of different ones, because I know some people are super anti that, and some people would be like, oh man, we want to see that, show us what you have, and I don't really want to entertain either of those. But for now, I have decided to stop my data collecting, uh, which I was spending about an hour and 20 minutes on each day, and use that time to focus on other things. Um, and then perhaps 3 to 6 months from now, I'll be able to get back into that and automate the process so that I'm not manually collecting the data. Um, so, in the meantime, some of the things that I want to focus on instead are, for example, sleeping more each day. So that's like an hour and 20 minutes that I could instead be sleeping, um, or doing some reading. Um, Either nonfiction, or I have this Dungeons and Dragons book that I want to potentially be a DM for. What's it called? Storm King's Thunder. It's for D&D 5e. Um, I had bought one for Pathfinder, which was related to giants, but then I couldn't find a good like automated character builder for Pathfinder, and so uh, it wasn't really going to work out for the people I had in mind to try to use as the players in my game. So I just looked for one related to giants for 5e, and they had Storm King's Thunder. So I want to go ahead and read through that book and see if I like it and if I want to try to run it. I've never run a D&D game before, so I think it could be a lot of fun. Let's see. I could potentially use that extra time for preparing food, so that I can do some food prep in advance rather than like, oh, I guess I'll go to the store and just eat like milk and peanuts today, because I can buy those and eat them off the shelf. Various other things. Potentially even journaling, that sort of thing. But most likely that time will simply be used for sleep, so that I can have my weekend back, because, as I mentioned earlier, I slept for like 16 hours today. It's Sunday, so I slept for 16 hours today, and that's really the time that I want to get back so that I can work on other things. Another thing that I've been working on that kind of fell off is selling an old card collection, and it's a relative to my income from work, it is a decent source of income until they're gone. And so I think that's kind of why I was saying 3 to 6 months before I get back into the data collection, is because I think that's about how long I can expect to be working on finishing up the cards while also working full time. My voice is, I think, deeper today, probably because of how long I slept. Yeah, my sinuses are not clogged, so it's not that. I was able to breathe through both nostrils. Not very effectively, but neither one of them was completely jammed shut. Usually this time of year, my right nostril is fully closed, like I can't breathe through it. Another thing that I could do during that time is some low weight exercising. So I have a rowing machine that I haven't been using lately. It has like 12 settings, and I think I was up to setting number 5. I started at 1 and doing just 100 pulls, which, you know, it's not really a whole lot, but I think it comes out to like just over 5 minutes when I do it. Uh, so that's something that I could potentially get back in. I rescued a weight bench from the dumpster. Yeah, it's just next to the dumpster, and so I brought it home. Um, and I have some kettlebells. And I haven't been, you know, technically I haven't been going for walks. I enjoy walking. But I do walk a lot at work, so that's probably not something that I'm specifically going to try to add back in. My typical walk is an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's probably gonna stay out for now until potentially I get my hours reduced at work, which could be a while. My boss has mentioned to me, as well as to a few of the customers, um, that within 6 to 12 months from now, uh, I will have his job and he will, like, be a C-level executive of the company. And if that comes true, then, you know, my pay would improve quite a bit. And actually, I think my hours would probably, but not guaranteed, go down. So that's something that would be good. But in the meantime, I am still learning and doing well at work. And I'm going to be doing the work as the lead, the crew lead, unsupervised, moving forward. Like starting tomorrow, basically. And then essentially the role that he wants me to have in 6 to 12 months from now is I would be the supervisor of people who are in my current role, which is crew leader. So I would be the boss of crew leaders. So, and I think I would be good at it. And things would be very organized if I was in that role. Probably even more so than what they would want. Like, oh, you know, because we do lawn maintenance, and like the instructions that we get for each house are like, you know, mow edge, pull weeds, spray weeds. And I think that's typically it, but we do a lot more than that. And the paperwork, if I were generating it, would be a lot more detailed and perhaps even broken down per house. Like, you know, at this house, make sure you get the grass sticking up behind the storm gutters. this house, make sure da 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 da, etc. Imagine putting da 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 on the actual paperwork. And then after da 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 da, you put a YouTube link to Blackpink's music video for Do 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 Do. That's right. I looked at, I think last year, but maybe it was 2 years ago, ticket prices for Blackpink concert, and because they were touring and they were coming to my area, I was like, oh, that could be fun. And so I looked at ticket prices, and if I remember right, the cheapest ticket was like $300 or something, and I was like, oh, never mind. Like, I don't need to go to that. I have only ever been to one professional music concert. You know, I've been to several high school concerts, and I've been to a couple of college um, recitals, I think is what it's called, where like someone is either playing or singing with the purpose of finishing their degree. So I've been to some of those, but the only like professional pay for your ticket concert that I've been to was Baby Metal, um, and then there was the other one that I had considered going to. One time I was just driving down the freeway, and I saw Tech Nine's tour bus. Like I passed it, I was like, "Oh dang, he's in town. Let me look it up. When's the concert?" And the concert was like an hour and a half after I saw the tour bus, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I can't make that." I don't typically look for concerts, and so it wasn't even a thing that I would have considered looking for when is Tech Nine touring. Um, so that's the other one that I had considered going to, but obviously did not go. So vitality and battle orders as usual, and we just keep going to kill more Izual. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, there was one other concert that I had considered going to, but I didn't because so it was a Rammstein concert like 10 years ago or 12 years ago or something like that. And I was very poor at the time, and I was going to have to drive 4 hours each way to get to it. I was going to have to miss, dang, my entire paycheck for the week, which was like $200, and the concert ticket was like $250 for the cheapest seat. Um, so I chose to not go. So those are the three concerts that I had considered going to, and only one of them, four concerts that I had considered going to, and only one of them did I actually go. So that was Rammstein, Tech Nine, Blackpink, and then Baby Metal, the one that I actually went to. Baby Metal visited here again, but I was unaware because I was under the mistaken impression that they were retired. So I wasn't looking for tour dates. And then I found out after they had been through again that they were through again. I was like, oh dang, I missed that. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do one more level. So like reach level 49 and then keep doing 2 levels at a time until I reach level 55 and then move on to hell. And I have mentioned probably in, if not every video, close to every video, and if I went back and looked, the answer is probably not even close to every video. It's probably like 3 times total. The reason that I record all of this is there's 2 main reasons. One, this way I can post a video every single day, or close to every single day, and people will watch it. And 2 is as a a guide, like how to play 1.0. If I tell you, oh, fight Izual until you reach level 55, there's no explanation for how long that should take or what qualifies as a good map. Like, I'm happy with this map for Nightmare. I don't know that I would be happy with this map for Hell. Probably not. But maybe. Kind of just depends on how it felt when I was rolling maps. But this way you can see, how long does it take. And you can also see the essentially 0 expectation for upgrading any item slots during this process. A lot of what he's dropping and what the monsters around him are dropping are just going to be dupes. I feel like there was something else. Oh yeah, one of the other things that I want to use my additional hour and 20 minutes of time each day, if I don't end up just using it for sleep. But like I said, even if that's the case, then I'll get my weekend back, because I won't be sleeping all weekend, is cleaning. I haven't really been keeping up with keeping my house tidy, and so it's kind of really it's getting kind of gross. So I need to use some of that time to fix that. Because when I get home, I just like eat and then go to bed, or like eat and then shower and then go to bed. Then there's, if I set something down, that's where it sits. Or if I use something, it probably doesn't get that back. Or just like, accumulation of dust and stuff like that. So, but I think I said yesterday that I had gotten like 5 and 5 and 4 hours of sleep the previous 3 days. And so I think it's reasonable that I was pretty exhausted, and that I'll be able to start keeping up with some of these more mundane parts of life better when I'm sleeping more. As far as quitting energy drinks goes, that's not really going very well. Yesterday was Saturday. I had work in the morning, and I had an energy drink before work. And then I got invited to lunch for Mother's Day, which is today, but we did it yesterday. And so I had an energy drink before lunch, and then on the way home from lunch at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I stopped at the corner store and got a third energy drink for the day, which is highly unusual. Um, but I was exhausted and they taste good. And the more tired I am, the less self-control points I have, and so it's like, oh, this thing tastes good and I like it. I'm just gonna buy one. Um, so yesterday I had three. Usually I only have one, and sometimes two. Uh, the two reasons I'm trying to quit is one, they are unhealthy, or at least I consider them to be unhealthy. Um, and then two, they're expensive. Um, if I have one a day, well, I'll just say it like this. I spend about $100 a month on energy drinks, and that's a decent enough chunk of money that I would like to have available for something else. Um, and then today I had one. So like when I finally got out of bed after breakfast and lunch and 3 sleeps at about 5:30 p.m. when I went to the store, I bought an energy drink and I'm approximately finishing it right now. It's about 9:30. It's probably when I'll finish it. And then I'll go to sleep no problem anyway, even with all this caffeine in me. Uh, and wake up tomorrow at about 6 in the morning. Which is going to be 2 hours later than normal. Because I don't have to pick someone up on the way to work. And I'm skipping, or not even skipping, I'm eliminating data collection. So that time will be spent sleeping, and then the time that I would have used to pick someone up will be spent sleeping, probably. If I end up waking up earlier, then I'll probably do some reading. Because, like, I might not even sleep for, 6 or 8 hours tonight. Because I slept so long today. So if I wake up and I'm like, you know what, that's enough sleep, I'll just get back to sleep tomorrow, then I would probably read. And potentially answer any YouTube comments that get left overnight. But usually they don't get left overnight. Most of them appear during my work day. And then I answer them when I get home.
What do you need?
I keep clicking on Act 3 because of the runs that I do in 1.06 where I do the Souls ritual and then jump to Travancore. And so I have interfering habits on the different types of gameplay that I do. Oh yeah, today when I was buying groceries, well, I say groceries, when I went to the store to buy dinner, I noticed they had quinoa on clearance, which is something that I can eat. It is technically not a grain, and it is not part of the grass family. Uh, and so I can eat it. Um, and on clearance, it's actually not horribly priced. So I bought two, and I'm going to look, like over the next couple days, I'm going to go to a few different stores and see, the clearance prices aren't always the same at different stores. And if there's one that's like significantly cheaper, then I will buy them all. But otherwise, it's not something that I like eat regularly. Um, so half off is not enticing enough for me to go ahead and just buy all of it. But if it was like 70% off or better, then I would buy an unlimited amount. Uh, and so while some people would think of quinoa as being a grain, uh, which is the type of food that I'm intolerant to. The problem is not grains per se. Let's see. Something like this, I don't even know how it's spelled, but it's a taxonomical family, uh, grasses. Uh, that's probably spelled wrong, but it would be enough to Google would know what you're asking for if you typed that in. Uh, and that includes sugarcane. So I can't have cane sugar or rum or molasses. Or corn or wheat or barley or millet or oatmeal or rice uh, or beer because that's made with typically barley. I think whatever it's made from, it's grass. Um, some things that I can have that like, oh, is this a grass or is it not a grass? I don't know because I don't know what all are considered grasses. I can have cottonseed oil. I could have amaranth, whatever that is, some pseudo cereal. Um, I can have. Oh, there was something else I was going to say. I cannot have bamboo, I think. I don't remember. Because there was some recipe, like I was watching on YouTube, and they were like, I use this bamboo fiber to help the bread stick together better, or whatever it was they were cooking. I think it was cake. And so I looked up bamboo fiber, or whatever ingredient it was they were using. I think it was bamboo fiber. And it was like, oh, this is taxonomically a grass. And I was just like, alright. So much for this recipe. Um, one bonus run after reaching level 49, Vitality, Battle Orders.
Hello.
And then that'll be the end of this video. I feel like there was something I was going to talk about that I didn't talk about, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Because it's just random inane chatter anyway. I like that word. So